Hi everyone, my name is Kiran and continue the last session regarding secure hub and spoke topology, network topology. I'm going to continue here and it's already deployed in the hub network. Last session I mentioned, we already deploy the subnets for each and everything like a bastion, firewall, gateway subnet. These three services deployed guys. I can show you here these three services is a deploy under this virtual network gateway. We can see that is a VPN, and we can see here that information like public IP address and hub VNet under that only it's a deploy this VPN gateway, as well as I can show you Bastion also. So you can see here Azure Bastion. This one also created under hub VNet only. From hub VNet, I deployed it and has dedicated one subnet for that, as well as Azure Firewall. So we can see here firewalls and click on firewalls. This one also deployed under Azure Firewall subnet, especially from hub VNet only. And we can see here virtual network, which virtual network? Hub VNet and Azure Firewall subnet dedicated for that. Okay, Hub VNet is a ready. And coming to as previous video I mentioned, we required one identity platform that is a dedicated one VNet. So which VNet range we should take it? So here I can show you hub VNet what range we are taken. So I taken 10.20.0.0/22 I taken. So that means it's a totally how many IP address is a 1024 1024 IP address. And what is the range? 10.20.0.0 iPhone up to 10.20.3.255. This is a range I utilize it totally. Okay, next, what is the available IP address? Next available IP address 10.20.4.0 onwards, I can utilize it. Now, identity platform sub VNet, I'm going to deploy it and integrate with the hub VNet. How to integrate it? VNet pairing using that. So let's jump into the deploy the VNet, create a VNet guys. And here that subscription in my scenario, in your real-time scenario, different subscription generally will selected and resource group. And here I'm providing the identity VNet 01 like that. And this is also same region I required East US2 and click on next. And I don't require on this because of already we deployed and click on next. Here I'm going to remove it existing one by default one I required. It's a range starting from 10.20 dot plus it's a 4.0 onwards needs to be start. And how many IP address I required? Suppose I required the normally it's a 8 IP address also. It's enough to me because of one domain controller or redundancy purpose, two domain controllers we can maintain. That's enough. But in case of any requirement future wise, we can go with the /28 also more. Even I'm like, taking the 256 IP address, but in the real time, it's not required this many IP address guys. And we can go with the 25, 27, anything that is enough. Okay, based on requirement. Right now, I'm selecting the address space size is a /24, 256 IP address I'm getting. So click on add and subnet name. So what is the subnet here? What is the purpose of this one? Suppose I require the AD subnet. This is a AD subnet. And what is the range I'm going to utilize it? I required only it's a 8 IP address is required. Remaining IP address might be in future private endpoint or any other services purpose we can utilize it. So right now I'm going to utilizing 8 IP address, or better is to go with the 32 also. Still we have so many remaining IP address is available under this range. Okay, click on add and review and created. VNet is a creation of identity platform. It's a very simple. Okay, same like, and we have to do other VNets also like our general workload, day-to-day activity-wise different application, like so many different application, financial application, IT application, SAP application, or SQL database applications, or it's over the internet, like websites purpose, and all those things we can use the different VNet, different subscription, depends on how your organization following. Okay, so coming to here, identity VNet, it's a deploying in progress, guys. Let's wait for how to I'm doing the peering here. Please observe here, very important. So this peering concept wise, what I am doing, so here from this place also I can do the peering from identity VNet or hub VNet, and also we can do the peering Vinos. Click on add. Suppose I'm doing the from identity VNet to hub VNet. I'm doing for my understanding purpose. I'm providing like this, and traffic to remote virtual network, allow it. But second one, traffic forward from the remote virtual network. That is I'm even that is also allowed it, guys, from this place. Okay, let me tell you here, use the remote virtual network gateway or route server. Right now in my identity platform, I don't have virtual network gateway. That's the reason I'm selecting this is a one. And here hub VNet 2 and identity VNet, I'm providing the name. That error it will go. So I can show you. And here, where is my hub VNet? This is my hub VNet. So in the hub VNet, and I'm going to say use this virtual network gateway or route server. I'm going to select this one. Now error is gone. So this settings is it's a both side is a very important. Which settings we are selecting accordingly, it's a important. That's the reason we are getting the error message before that. After selecting properly, it's gone. And one more point, from the hub VNet, and I'm blocking the traffic to originate from the outside of remote virtual network. Why it's required to block it here? Especially why it's required to block it here? So that is a question generally everyone get it. This is my requirement. What is a requirement? This is a hub VNet. What I mentioned, secure hub VNet. Secure hub VNet. So VPN gateway. Okay, good. And that Azure firewall, it's right. And identity platform VNet, yes, right. This is the one, identity platform related. And VNet peering I'm doing here. But one thing, guys, so especially I am going to do it. VPN is a connection is a from my on-premises data center from that. So what happened? Any traffic is generating, it's go to the on-premises to that VPN via Azure VPN. It will reach it directly instead of going to Azure firewall. Azure firewall, it won't go directly because of if I'm going to allow it this option. I'm going to allow it this option. What will happen? That VPN gateway directly it's communicating via VNet peering to this identity platform VNet. I don't require what I mentioned, secure hub network. So that's the reason what I am going to do it. So any traffic getting to VPN, the traffic should go to the Azure firewall. After that only should go to the any VNet. Should go to the any VNet. So okay, here we are disabling, we are blocking so that VPN it won't flow the traffic to VNet peering via it won't flow. But how it will flow from VPN to directly firewall? So we should use the UDR. UDR means route table we need to associate on the gateway subnet. On the gateway subnet, we need to assign the UDR, guys. That means user defined route. User defined route we need to associate, guys. So that what will happen? Any traffic is generating on premises, that is a via on-prem VPN to Azure VPN. Azure VPN, it's a UDR is available, and we are defining the rule. And any traffic from VPN, it should go to the firewall. After that only communicate to the destination. So in the firewall, if we create a allow the rule, yes, it will allow it. Otherwise, if I'm not create the rule, even VPN through that, what I'm getting the traffic, it won't flow here. It won't reach to the destination. It will block it here only. So that means each and every traffic, even on-prem traffic also, I'm filter here. So I'm securing my VNet. That's the reason we should do it like this, guys. And especially this is a one, block it from hub VNet end, not in the identity VNet, not from identity VNet, hub VNet end. We should block it. This is a one. We should use block the traffic that originate outside the remote virtual network, outside the remote virtual network. That is a blocking here, guys. That's the reason I'm blocking. So hopefully everyone got the clarity. So click on add. Okay, VNet peering, it's a performing, guys. Done, VNet peering. Let's wait for few seconds here because of it's a still peering status showing the update status. Click on refresh, still refresh. Yes, it's a connected, guys. It's a connected. Okay, next, what should we do? In the gateway subnet level, we need to associate the route table, a route table. So I'm going to deploy route table, create a route table, and select the subscription, select the resource group, and which region we require, we need to select it, and name of the route table, I'm going to give the gateway uh, route table, RT, gateway RT, that means gateway route table, and propagate the gateway routes is the S means exposing the over the internet that routes. The routes, it will listen from over the internet and expose the things. That's the reason we need to select the S, because of I'm getting the traffic over the VPN. VPN is using public address. That's the reason I mentioned S, guys. And review and create it. Review and create it. Let's create a route table. And here few more points also important, guys. I can show you. Let me tell you the points also. Just it's a deploying. In between time, it's let's go to the identity platform, VNet also. That VNet subnet is available. Under this subnet, we are not associate the security group and we are not associate the route table. But security reasons, we should associate the energy as well as route table. Why? Because of this identity platform VNet, all the traffic should route to the firewall. After that only should communicate to the on-prem or any other VNets also. Any other VNets also communicate via firewall. Okay. So here I'm going to create one more route table. Before that, hopefully is a first route table is already deployed successfully. So here I will mention the route table. Here route tables. Click on route table. Here go to the routes. Click on add route table name. Suppose I'm giving the name. It's a rule 01 and destination is a IP address range. And here, especially, we should not give the 0.0.0. We should provide that identity platform IP address range. So why especially I'm saying, guys, I can show you that Microsoft documentation also. So you will get the more clarity. Azure VPN gateway subnet size. If you search, and even already I provided, guys. And if I'm going to gateway configuration, and below just a minute, I can show you what is the dimension also. Here you can see, guys, user defined routes with the 0.0.0/0 destination and energies on the gateway subnet are not supported. That is a first point. That is not supported. This is a very, very important point. If you assign it, we'll get the problems. We'll get the problems. It won't allow it. Okay, gateways created with this configuration will block from the creation. Gateway required the access the management control in order to function properly. BGP route propagation should be set. BGP route propagation should be set enable on the gateway subnet to ensure availability of the gateway. And if this is a set to disable, the gateway will not function. The gateway will not function, guys. That is a point we need to understand. Okay, and go to here. Here destination wise, I am providing the 10.20.4.0/24. So what I'm saying, if it is any traffic on-prem data center, from that VPN to Azure VPN, it's a getting in the route table. What I mentioned that if it is a destination of this identity platform destination, this IP address range, yes, it should go to the firewall, Azure firewall, Azure firewall. Otherwise, it won't. Even VNet peering, we already blocked it. In the VNet peering wise, we already blocked the forward the traffic from remote virtual network. What generate the from remote virtual network outside of the remote network? What generate the traffic? It should be blocked here. It won't forward the traffic. That's the reason this VPN, it will try, it's a blocked it here, it won't. And based on this rule, if it is a destination that range and it's going to this Azure firewall. And after that firewall rule, based on that, it will route the traffic. That means here again, it's a securing. Again, it's a securing, guys. So that is a one more point everyone should understand. Here I am going to provide the virtual appliance, that firewall IP address. What is a firewall IP address? Which IP address I should provide it? So let me show you. Duplicate tab. Yes, it's the same like Azure portal duplicate tab. I'm trying to access it. Click on home, firewall, firewall, and firewall private IP address we should provide it, guys. That is the IP address of Azure firewall private IP address 10.20.0.68. So I'm going to provide that firewall IP address here. Click on add. Okay, create a rule, but we are not associated to the gateway subnet. Go to the subnets and associate and gateway subnet. You can see automatically it's a fetch, but it's a AMPLS subnet and Azure Bastion, Azure Firewall, it's mentioned, but cannot be associated the route table. It's saying that, okay, because of it won't support it, Azure Bastion and Azure Firewall. It should be only gateway subnet. Okay, click on OK. Now, hub network and what are the components or creation that is entirely done. Okay, so coming to identity platform, VNet and identity VNet, and what are the things is required, that subnet level, and we should assign the this is a energy as well as a route table, guys. So furtherly we'll look into that. So I will explain in the next video, guys. Thank you. We'll look into that furtherly.